as we speak. If you look at list of gainers versus the list of losers, you only have 4 stocks on the Nifty that are losing at this juncture, being Britannia, which is the top loser on the Nifty index, and this is also because you have a brokerage call on that particular counter. But apart from that, if you look at the list of gainers, it is the Adani counters which are ruling the charts. Adani Enterprises seeing an uptick of about 11% or so. You have Adani Ports, they're seeing an uptick of about 3.3%, followed by Bajaj Finserv, 2.7%. Infosys, Power Grid are the other list of gainers on the Nifty as we speak. Talking about what the sectoral indices are doing, and it looks like a very good picture. And like I said, it looks like a splash of green all across the screen. So all the sectoral indices are trading in the positive territory. Only Realty Index is the one that's seeing least amount of gains. But among the top gainers are Metal Index as well as Energy Index. Both of them seeing good gains, with Metal Index seeing an uptick of about 2% in today's trading session. But yes, Vinny, it is the Adani group of stocks that are actually in the spotlight. All of the 10 Adani counters were in the positive territory when the markets opened. But let's hear out what Nikunj Dalmia, who is the managing editor of ET Now and ET Now Swadesh, had to say on the recovery in the Adani group stocks. And we will take it forward with another exclusive interview.
No, I mean, with the Adani group of stocks, it's all about Rajiv Jain and his view. And that is, I think, the start of the story, and that is the end of the story. That a big investor has checked in. We've discussed that, what's the rationale.
We heard from your interview as well as to, what was the rationale behind picking up and backing Adani Group names.
What's interesting for me is that what I've tracked Rajiv Jain, and he's been on the channel several times in different avatars. He's a very value conscious guy. And unlike a lot of foreign institutional investors who always bought into only IT and banks and consumer stocks in India, his large holdings are SBI, Power Grid, NTPC, ITC. So he typically likes to buy distress.
Yeah.
The fact that a large investor is betting on the infrastructure sector, because if you're betting on SBI, Power Grid and NTPC, it clearly means that you're betting on the infrastructure sector. Yeah. So is Rajiv Jain indirectly saying that, folks, for next couple of years, IT is okay, banks are decent, but the real money for a long-term investor would be made where there is value and where there is functionality in terms of visibility. I think it's infrastructure. For me, that also is an important takeaway. What we've still not been able to figure out is that why did he buy from the promoters? Why did he not pick up the LIC stake?
Yeah.
Why did he not buy from the
open market?
Yeah. Given that there are compulsions which are at play for most of the global investors, ESG and others, how his funds now, or how his investors will react to this Adani purchase?
Okay, and now let's just move on to that mega ET Now exclusive interview that Nikunj Dalmia, the managing editor, had with the man of the moment, Rajiv Jain, whose 15,000 crore investment in Adani Group has surely cheered the market. Let's go cross and listen in.
This short sale report came out, which obviously was very strongly worded in my opinion. Although as we started peeling the onion, we thought that this was kind of, old rehashed story, and from our perspective, the substance was not as meaningful here. But that sort of triggered this leg, which took it down. And I think the other part is that the technicalities of the index players involved, so and so, kind of made it worse.
Right. The fact that Adani group of stocks by traditional yardstick are expensive and that debt levels are high. As a fund manager, as an investor, what gives you the conviction that both the concerns which historically have been big concerns for Adani group of stocks, those concerns, according to you in your playbook, is something which is manageable?
See, if you look at vast majority of the assets are regulated assets. They tend to a very, very long tail. So when you can't have financial leverage along with operating leverage. These companies have very sort of predictable long-term trajectory, even if you slow down the growth. So that's the first part of it. And when you adjust for the leverage, in fact, if you look at the U.S. utilities, and we own a bunch of them, on an average debt to EBITDA levels in U.S. utilities, and these are some of the best of the breed, is around 6 to 7 times debt to EBITDA. If you look at the leverage here, it's around 3.5 times. But the growth capex is why the negative free cash flow kicks in. So I think they have predictable earning stream that has 20+ year visibility. These are regulated assets, And in growth utilities, they tend to have negative free cash flow. That's the norm. That's, in fact, you want to have them. You want to have them have negative free cash flow. That means because they're able to deploy capital on a longer term basis with fairly attractive returns. So the debt levels, when you look from a utility perspective, is actually on the lower side, not on the higher side. But if they lower the capex plans, which they already announced, I think it becomes a fairly attractive sort of risk reward.
Every investment which you do comes with an underlying risk. So for Adani Group of companies, how would you define your risk? What could go wrong, which you currently are aware of, but that is something which you're factoring in? What is the risk according to you?
Well, I think as you said, there's always some risk in that. I think the risk would be if the growth slows down dramatically in some of the companies that we own because the regulatory issues that they might face on a go-forward basis. Because in regulated businesses, the biggest risk always is regulation, right? That's the positive, but that's a negative. So we don't see any signs of that yet. One of our concerns was, in terms of sort of managing growth, because these are complex projects. I think that, by the way, is sometimes not well appreciated, is that the barriers to entry in infrastructure anywhere in the world are very high, particularly in India. Execution extremely difficult. You might remember that POSCO Iron and Steel tried to acquire land for 7-8 years, couldn't even acquire land, and then they left. So greenfield projects are very, very difficult. And that's what actually we quite like it about this group, is they have shown remarkable ability to execute on greenfield projects. And I feel that they don't get full credit for that in terms of ability to pull that off.
Right, and that is the big mega ET Now exclusive interview with Rajiv Jain of GQG Partners. Remember that they're the one who's infused about 15,000 crore rupees in the Adani group of counters. But let's bring on board our experts for today. We have Kunal Bothra as well as Ashish Maheshwari joining us this morning. A very good morning to you, Kunal, as well as Ashish. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And let's ask the most important question, which is actually on everyone's mind, as to what to do with Adani group of counters. If you're already invested, we've seen this one actually be hammered out of shape. And then we've seen some stellar set of recovery come in all of those counters, especially today being one of the days also where the stocks are seeing good recovery. Ashish, what should investors do? Do you think that they can relook at Adani Group counters right now, given the fact that you have a big name backing them as well now?
Yes, first of all, a very happy Holi to all your viewers. This is a question, $1 million question, what investors should do in Adani Group stock, because not many were able to board this rally. In fact, if you see, so people were more bearish 1 week ago, and this GQ Capital Partner deals changed all the sentiments. And we have seen quite sizable rally coming in all these stocks. But in my view, Adani Enterprises and Port will continue to be volatile stocks, though trajectory is upward, but the gyrations on both sides are possible because being a future and option stocks. Therefore, other stocks are already at 5% upper circuit, and looking at the buyer's depth, doesn't look like that it will cool down soon. So in my view, I think time has come even to look at stocks like ACC and Ambuja, which are available at almost 30 to 40% discount from where they used to trade, and have got very robust business model, good plans, like what Mr. Rajiv Jain was also sharing, that their manufacturing base is quite robust. And both these are, I think, better bet at given point of time, because the one-way rally we have seen in Adani Enterprise and Port will keep these stocks volatile in coming times. This is my view.
Okay. Kunal, coming to you. Firstly, very good morning to both of y'all, and happy Holi to both of y'all as well. And what is your view then on the Adani stocks? Do you think now is the right time that one should be looking at these stocks?
So, good morning first of all, happy Holi to all of you, as well as all the viewers of ET Now. Now, my sense is that, you have to be very, very selective with the Adani group of stocks. You can't have a same strategy, with all the group names for Adani, group as such, because Adani Enterprise, Total Gas, Power, Green, these are very, very high beta stocks. But on the other hand, Ambuja Cement is a stock which has been a far more stable name from the Adani pack, and off late as well, the stock is just about trying to get into a recovery phase. As you can see that the indicators have not gone into an overbought territory like what is the case for the rest of the Adani group of names, specifically on the short-term charts, and that generally leaves more room on the upside for Ambuja Cements to head up higher. So I think at 386, 389, if the stock happens to correct back to this level, that would be a good entry zone for Ambuja Cement from a near-term play.
Alright, so that's the view coming in from both of our experts on Adani group of counters, where Kunal feels that there's some more room of upside, at least for Ambuja Cements versus the rest of the Adani group names. But on that note, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. When we come back, we continue with taking your queries, so don't go anywhere.
Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, and we have our experts today, Kunal Bothra as well as Ashish Maheshwari. This is a show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. So you can write into us. You can catch us live on YouTube, Facebook, as well as on Twitter, or even message us on the WhatsApp number that will be flashing on the top of your screen very shortly. Do remember to mention your name, also the stock you're looking to invest in. If you've already invested, then mention the quantity that you are holding of a particular counter and the buy price. In that way, our experts will help you, will be able to help you better. Mention the time horizon as well. So before we get going with the queries, then Ashish, let me come to you and ask you, what should retail investors do in order to make sure that they keep their wealth protected?
Yes, first of all, I always say, and again I reiterate that you need to decide that you are a trader or investor. So if you're a trader, just keep your stop losses intact and then trade. If you're an investor, then just hold any stock with conviction and just try to maximize your return by adding it on fall if you are convinced and the story is intact. Besides this, in my view, if you are getting 20% plus return from your fixed deposit rate, I think this is something like benchmark that investors should even use while booking profit and look for new stocks.
Okay, that's what you should be doing if you're looking to protect yourself. But on that note, let's get started with all your stock-related queries. You can send us your queries either on YouTube, our WhatsApp number will be flashing on the screens as well, or even our Twitter page. So let's get started with the stock queries, and I'm going to come to you, Kunal, for the first query. This query we have is coming in from Jyoti Das, and this one is on GFCL. They're holding 3,100 shares at around 100 rupees. And Praj Industries also, they're holding 350 quantity at 1,000 rupees. So what is the short-term view on this?
So the first stock you mentioned is GHCL?
GFCL.
Gujarat Fluoro.
Yeah, Gujarat Fluoro.
Okay, so I think Gujarat Fluoro looks attractive. I think it's done exceptionally well, trading now at more than 3,000 plus levels. So if you bought at 100 rupees odd, I think you're sitting on some excellent set of profits, and I would believe that you can continue to hold on to the stock as of now. The trends have been very strong for the stock on a medium to long term basis. And for Praj Industries, I'm not sure if your buy price is 1,000 because the price adjusted could be a lot more lower. But then I think this is also a stock which has corrected, consolidated quite well. I'm expecting maybe another couple of months of sideways consolidation for Praj Industries at current zone of 350. So if you're okay with a longer term kind of a time horizon, then I think no worries as such. The stock price still looks very attractive from the long term basis. I would suggest a hold on Praj as well.
Okay, this query is coming in from Neha Tuteja, and she's bought Oil India at a price of around 215 rupees per share. She wants to know whether she should continue to hold on to this one for further upside in the next 3 months or look to sell. Also, if you could suggest some sort of a target. She wants both fundamental as well as the technical view on this one. But given the time horizon is just 3 months and she wants some targets as well, I'll take this to you, Kunal.
Well, I would suggest you should hold on. I think most of these oil and gas companies, they are now starting to look very attractive and giving signs of a breakout. Oil India as well, I think very similar charts. The stock is nearing a breakout for itself at 263 levels. It looks attractive for at least 300 as a positional target. So that's a target which I think you should keep on Oil India and continue to hold on.
Ashish, the next query is from Amir, and this one is on, they want to know whether it's a good time to look at Titan and Polycab for the long term.
Yes, I think both the stocks have given very good return to investors in last 1 year. And looking at the numbers which are they are declaring, I think both stock hold merit. And this fall, where we have seen some correction in Titan as well as Polycab, both should we use an opportunity to accumulate both these stocks, and they are both fundamentally very strong companies, so they are bound to do well. So my view will be to add at this level both Titan as well as Polycab.
This one is from Nishit Mukherjee, and I believe he has Banco India, Kunal. 800 shares at a price of 208 rupees per share, and IRB Infra at a price of around 25 rupees per share, about 8,000 stocks. When should he look to book profits in both of them?
Well, I think IRB Infra, you can look to book profits over here because the stock is still getting into a trading range. So I think at 29.5 or something is where the stock is trading right now for IRB Infra. And it seems that the stock has been unable to surpass the levels of 30. So I believe keeping that as a play, you can probably look to book out profits on IRB Infra and then buy back again if the stock happens to come back into any kind of a short-term correction. But I think Banco as well, you can continue to hold on to 35 approximately is where the stock is trading. Very good recovery in the last 2 months. Chart patterns look attractive, so you can continue to hold on Banco.
Ashish, the next query is from Venkat Rao from Visakhapatnam, and they're holding Lodha shares, 40 shares at 1,280 rupees per share. For a long term, how is it looking fundamentally? Should they look to average this, sell this, or hold this? What should they be doing?
No, I'll suggest to even average the stock at 1,000 rupees because like we have seen a big drop in stock from 1,200 to almost 700 levels, but now stock is again in bullish territory. Again, the reason was that promoter were holding 82% and they were having deadline to dilute this stake. So they have offloaded around 7% stake and is still holding 75% stake. Almost 20% stake is now held by institutional investors, and fundamentally strong company in the way Mumbai realty market is doing. They will continue to do well. So my suggestion will be to average this at 1,000 rupees. I'm sure you are going to see even 1150 mark once this quarter numbers come out.
This one has come from Mr. Chirela, and this one is on Natco Pharma. He's holding about 108 shares at a price of 598 rupees per share. Given the fact that the board will be meeting on March 8 in order to consider buyback, do you think that it makes sense for him to go ahead and add some more stocks, Ashish, on this particular piece of news? Fundamentally, do you think it makes sense to be in Natco Pharma?
See, Natco, again, one of the underperformer stock if you see in Pharma Pack, because the stock is coming down from 900 odd levels and touched almost 500 rupees, and now slightly started picking up. But still, I'm not very bullish as far as Natco Pharma or pharma sector is concerned, because in my view, the sector will be out of sight, out of mind for investors even in coming time, because the growth is getting hampered because of higher inflation in US, Europe, and Indian markets are also not doing that great for pharma companies. So my suggestion will be on this news. In fact, if some further rally comes, you need to exit from this stock.
Kunal, the next query is on Birlasoft, and Pramod is holding 300 shares of Birlasoft at 300 rupees, almost an average price over there. Should they add more at current levels?
Yeah, I think you can continue to add at current levels. Looks attractive. Stock is going through a time-wise correction. Build up a good base at the 255.60 mark. So I think closer to 270, whenever the stock gets into a mild correction from current zone, it's a good time to add further.
Okay, this one is from Dhananjay and this one is also for you, Kunal. He wants to know about Tarsun products and for a 1-year horizon. He's currently invested in it and he is suffering a loss of about 4% or so on this entire holding in Tarsun's.
So again, limited history, so won't be able to really forecast on the longer term play. But just on the short term charts, it seems that the indicators are coming into an oversold territory for Tarsun. So from 900, the stock has corrected to 600. 580 was the recent low for Tarsun's and seen a mild bounce back. So nothing major on the charts, but then I think you can just continue to hold on because of the oversold nature of indicators. There could be a probability that the stock may bounce off to at least 660, 680 over the next 1 to 2 months.
Okay, on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Viewers, don't go anywhere. We will be back with all your stock-related queries after this break.
Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc.
Welcome back, and you're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now. Let's keep it going with all your stock related queries. Ashish, this next query we have is from Vivek, and this one is on Timken. They're holding 100 shares at 2,900 rupees. What is the view fundamentally on this one? Should they continue to hold the stock or maybe book out profits? And if they hold the stock, then should they look to also average it?
I think you can continue to remain invested. I think investor acquisition price is 2,900 and still 2,850 is the price. So you can continue to remain invested. We have seen highs of even 3,700 in the stock. But now as metal market slightly subdued, so stock is in a narrow range. But it will continue to do well. And my advice will be to remain higher as it is. And just wait for 3,500 odd levels to exit, which I'm expecting next 6 months.
Kunal, this one is coming from a YouTube user whose handle name is SA, and he's asking about BHEL, 2,500 shares he's purchased at a price of 74 rupees per share. He wants to know whether he can continue to hold on to it for another year as well.
Well, I think you just need to extend your time horizon to maybe another 2 to 3 years. I am extremely optimistic on BHEL from that longer term time span. The stock has shown some classical breakouts on the long term charts, breaking out after 10 years of downward sloping trend line. Looks very attractive, so just need to extend your time horizon. Stay patient on BHEL.
Ashish, the next query is on SBI. This one is coming in from Suraj from Kochi. They're holding 100 shares at 597 rupees. Should they look to buy more and average out? They have a time period of 1 to 2 years of holding.
Sorry, which stock?
SBI.
SBI, okay. So if you're holding SBI and you're holding Horizon for 2 years, you can't go wrong as such, because again, whenever PSU banking stock rally will gain momentum, SBI is going to be leader once again. And we have seen stock came down from 625 to almost 510, and the way the stock has moved in last 10 days. So my suggestion will be to remain invested here. A 6-month target will be somewhere between 625 to 650 once again.
Well, this one is coming in from Manish Raju, and he wants to know about ITD cementation, if it's a good buy at current market price for the short term.
Well, I would suggest an avoid on ITD cementation. I think the stock has gone through a recovery from the oversold territories, now come back towards the resistance. The previous swing high was almost at this 112.15 mark for ITD cementation. This also coincides with the major support break the stock had shown in the month of January. So I think it's a good time to avoid the stock. I would not suggest an entry on ITD cementation purely from a short-term play.
Ashish, Dikshita wants your fundamental long-term view on Bodal Chemicals.
Chemical stock, actually, I'm not very bullish as such, because there's a lot of pricing pressure that we have seen in all chemical stocks, because earlier they enjoyed the the very big bull run because of the China issues, and those issues are behind now. So prices have also moderated. So my suggestion will be to exit from Boral Chemical. I don't see too much upside here.
Okay, this one is coming from Sri Kutan Kunal, RHIM at a price of 788 rupees per share. His time horizon is about medium term, and he's saying up to 1 year is the time horizon that he's looking to invest in this one. Should he average or continue to hold on to it? And if you're advising an average, then the levels.
Well, I would not advise an average as of now because it's a good chart. The stock has been trending quite well, but it said that the recent correction has dented the prospects for RHIM over the near term. So after I think a 6 or a 7 week straight correction, the stock has seen a 2 week bounce. It's the second week of bounce in process for the stock price. But eventually, these stocks, they generally go into retest of the previous low. So a better level to buy or averaging out would be at the 585 mark or 600 levels. So which is almost 15% lower than current levels. So don't be in a hurry to average. I think wait out for a point where the stock retests sub 600 mark. That's a good point where you can look to average.
Okay, Kunal, I'm actually going to come back to you, and this query is coming in on Tata Steel. Now, the viewer, Girish, has 20,000 shares of Tata Steel and they bought it at 122 rupees. Obviously, they are making a bit of a loss there. Could they start expecting a revival in prices this month for Tata Steel?
Well, I'm not too much optimistic on Tata Steel over the very short term. It's a good stock which I think you should look to hold on only if you're a longer term kind of a player, because I think Tata Steel has been an underperformer in the last 2 years of the market cycle, both on the way up as well as on the way down for the metal names. So when you invest into such kind of name, you can't expect any kind of a major short-term change of behavior. So unless there is any kind of a news flow which supports the stock price, I would believe that it could be an underperformer. So would suggest an avoid on Tata Steel if you're a short-term investor.
Okay, this one is coming from Indo, and this one is for you, Ashish. Between TD Power and Triveni Turbine, she wants to know which one makes a better small cap capex play for a period of about 1 to 3 years.
I think Triveni Power is a better bet here, and stock has given very good return of late. We have seen highs of almost 365, and again after some consolidation, the stock has again started picking up. Good financials and again a good capex play. So Triveni Turbine is going to be my bet. I'm expecting a price target of even 450 here in 6 months' time. Don't miss this stock.
Kunal, Dhyana Venkat is holding Hinduja Global Solutions 25 shares at 1,359 rupees. What is the view on the short term? Should they continue to hold it?
Well, I think if it gets closer to your cost price or maybe even till 1,400 odd levels, that could be a max near-term upside which you could be looking out for. So it's a stock which is consolidating in a very, very narrow band. 5 months, straight months of consolidation the stock has already seen. Right now the stock has come back to the lower end of the trading range. So there could be a probability that in the next 1 or 2 months it may retest the higher range, which is around this 1,400 mark. That's a good zone where you may look to book out profits.
Okay, this one is for you, Kunal, and this one's written by Abhishek Mehta. I will read his query as the way he's written. He's saying, and I quote, that I want outlook on Nifty as I am a long-term investor and believe in money disposal during a corrective phase. Nifty was set to reach 16,800 to 16,900 range, but the reversal has happened. Is this rally a false rally?
Well, my expectation was never 16,800 levels for the index. My expectation was to play for a bounce. In fact, that's the kind of link which we did on 22nd of Feb when the markets were actually going to a very sharp sell-off, that we were expecting a major bounce on the indices. Now that bounce seems to have played off. Now, if you ask me from current levels, I would probably expect the markets to come back into a trading range. Maybe 18,000 at max would be a near-term upside for the Nifty. So I think if you're looking to sell or build up some option positions, then I think wait out for maybe another 100-150 points rally on the Nifty, and that's a good zone where you will look to start building up some contra positions or maybe taking some hedge to your portfolios.
Ashish Krishna from Delhi wants to know, they have 900 shares of Aarti Drugs at an average price of 660 rupees. Now, they're a long-term investor. They're making a loss over there. So, should they look to shift from Aarti Drugs to maybe something like a Divi's Lab?
No, neither Aarti Drugs I like nor Divi's Lab because again I'm not that bullish as far as pharma sector is concerned. So it's a sale in my view because Aarti Drugs being a generic kind of player, even the maximum pressure is on those players which are doing generic kind of products. So it's a sale, and even Divi's I don't recommend to buy. at this price point.
Okay, this one is coming in from Purna, and Purna has bought NMDC in 2021, around 640 odd shares. She wants to know, does it make sense to stay put with NMDC right now, Kunal? Because after the, if you see the stock split and everything, that the price is about 75 rupees would be her buy price.
Yeah, I think it's a good stock. I think you should continue to hold on. Now, be patient with these kind of names. Now, NMDC is not yet confirmed a major breakout. The stock is trying to get into a recovery phase. The volumes have been very good for NMDC, and so I believe on the long-term play, the stock would break out possibly in the next 6 months to 1 year. So I'm optimistic on the stock. I would recommend a hold.
Okay, Ashish. Raju again wants your view on Alembic Pharmaceuticals, 28 shares at 961. What is your view on this one, similar to other pharma companies?
Yes, I actually, on all rises we have seen, there's a lot of supply coming in pharma stocks, whether it's a frontline stock or mid-category stocks. So instead of this, I'll advise that you look for some good quality mid-cap IT stock which can give you good returns. So I'll suggest Sonata Software or KPIT, which are better bet in IT sector compared to Alembic Pharma in pharma.
It's come from Satya, and Satya has been asking us a day in and day out about Nesco. I believe he wants to be confirmed that it's a good buy or no. And today he's asked for a combo view from both of our experts. So what's your take on this one? First, Ashish, what's your take on Nesco? Do you think it makes sense to invest in this particular counter for the longer term? And Kunal, if you could share with what level. So Ashish, you go first.
Yes, Nesco is again a stock which is quoting it near 52-week low. If you see, 501 was 52-week low and it's still at 527.28. And stock move in very narrow range. I think in 100 rupees, it has passed the entire 1 year. So not that liquid also. So instead of this, again, I'll suggest you look for more, if you want to focus on more Mumbai real estate play, then Macrotech or Oberoi Realty will give you better returns compared to Nesco. Because Nesco is more rental yield kind of play compared to sales play, which is embedded in Oberoi or Macrotech.
Your take?
Well, I would suggest to avoid the stock. It may look attractive from a trading play. I think the stock has come back towards a key support point, but then the propensity of the stock to hold on to the support may not be as strong in this kind of a market scenario. I would suggest good time to shift towards large cap names, build up some stock from the PSU basket as such, likes of ONGC, Petronet, GAIL. These stocks are looking very attractive on the charts and are ready for a breakout at a higher degree time scale. So I would suggest to shift from Nesco and move on to the other names which I just mentioned.
Okay, Ashish, Swati, who's a long-term investor, wants to add one of these small-cap IT names. Either it's Neogen or Saxosoft. Would you be suggesting any of these names?
I think Saxosoft is better at 145 rupees. It is available better than NextGen. In 1 year, my price target will be around 180 to 200 in Saxosoft.
All right. This one is coming from Leon Kunal. He wants to know what will the future of BEL be, because he's holding about 1,200 shares at a price of 100 rupees per share.
Well, I think it's an attractive chart. The only concern with BEL is that the stock is going through a time-wise correction, and there would be periodic retest of the lower end when the stock gets into a time-wise correction. It's just the first month completed for BEL where the stock is consolidating at the 200 moving average. My sense is that the stock may take another at least 1.5 odd month till the time this consolidation is over. So in that process, there could be some odd round of volatility where the stock may retest the previous swing low. So if you're a patient investor, then I think you should continue to stay put on BEL and make use of corrections sub 90 levels as a good buying opportunity. But if you're in from a very short term play and not okay with too much of volatility, then the closer it gets to your cost price, it's a good exit for BEL.
Okay. On that note, let's get started with the rapid fire. And Ashish, the first query we have is from Roshan. 50 shares of Cipla at 992 for a long term. Should they add more at current price or continue to hold?
I think doesn't make sense to add new position. Just continue to hold for some time and sell it after this quarter results.
Okay, Chandan wants to know about Adani Wilmar. Kunal, buy or wait for some more time?
Avoid.
Okay. Ashish, Devendra has purchased Delta Corp 3,000 at 220 rupees. What should they be doing, add or average for a long term?
No, neither add nor average. I think just wait for some more time. Once your rate comes and try to exit, because I'm not envisaging very big triggers coming in this stock in short term.
Okay, Rajesh has investments in Hero MotoCorp as well as Eicher Motors. He wants to know whether he should stay put with both of them or look to switch the investment to TVS Motors. What's your take on this, Ashish?
Yeah, it will be better if you switch to TVS Motors.
Kunal, Sandeep Kumar is holding Ultratech Cement at 6,781. What's your advice for the next 3 to 6 months?
Hold on, possibly keep a target range 7,450 over the next 1 month. That's a good zone where you may look to book out profits.
Kunal, Ajay Kumar has a slew of stocks, NMDC, South Indian Bank, Dhanlaxmi. Which one is the best one to buy for the short term?
All three of them.
Okay. Ashish, we have the viewer asking a query on Schaeffler India, 15 shares at 3,125. What should they be doing, hold or sell?
Hold.
Okay, Chandrasekharan wants to know about medium-term view on EID Parry, 200 shares holding at around 510 rupees per share, Kunal.
Hold on, keep a target range at 550, stop loss at 500.
Kunal, Bharat wants your view on Polyplex Corp and PEL. They're making a loss of 20% in both these stocks. Should they continue to hold?
Polyplex, yes. PEL, I think you can look to book out if the stock happens to rally towards 820.
All right, one last one. Let me just squeeze this last query then. Kiran has 100 shares of NTPC at a price of 161 rupees per share. What should he do, Kunal, for the medium term?
Absolutely hold.
All right, and with that, we come to the end of the rapid fire as well as the query segment. Thank you so much, Kunal, as well as Ashish, for joining us on the show and taking our viewers through all of their stock-related queries. And viewers, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Stay tuned. More on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Dadu.
Share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, and the markets are holding on to gains as the benchmark indices, and you have Nifty Bank that's drifted a tad bit lower from the day's highest point. But let's take you through all the stocks, or rather all the news, important news headlines from the world of the nation. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's CBI custody will be ending today. Sisodia will be produced in the court, and AAP has alleged that Manish Sisodia has been mentally tortured by the agency to sign a false confession in the Delhi excise policy case. Rahul Gandhi has addressed the Indian diaspora in London. He's waked up the suppression of opposition voice in Parliament. He said that as a politician can give a talk in Cambridge but not in India.
And according to a news report, the United States administration is preparing new sanctions on China with an aim to guard the US technology superiority over its arch rival. All-rounder Grace Harris scores 50 off just 25 deliveries, powering UP Warriors to a thrilling 3-wicket victory against Gujarat Giants. Meanwhile, a Delhi Capital beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 60 runs.
And all those are the top headlines that we are tracking on the national front. But with that, we are totally out of time on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. It's a goodbye from Winnie, myself, and the team that put this show together. And happy Holi to all of our viewers.
Power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up